Yes, guys, back here after 2-0 defeat to Manchester United. Absolutely shambolic cow performance. We are joined here by Dermotron from THFC Till I Die. Dermot, speak to me. I mean, what's your thoughts on the game tonight?
Absolutely embarrassing, shambolic, no character, no balls, no nothing. Didn't turn up, and I feel sorry for the fans that travelled all the way up there. The club should reimburse them all their money, their money for travelling away because it was an absolute shit show. That's what it was.
Couldn't agree more. I thought it was absolutely shambolic. But Dermot, we'll get onto systems in a minute. But regardless of systems, regardless of a 3-4-3, 3-5-2, it doesn't matter. The basic requirement in any system is effort, pressing, winning second balls, having a desire to go and win a ball, just desire in general. It was not there today. Why?
I just think the players will put it down to tiredness. The players will put it down. Oh, again, it's a big atmosphere. We can't do it in an atmosphere. That's bullshit. Excuse my language, but it is bullshit. You and me would go out there and we were putting an effort. We were putting 120% effort. They paid good money to kick a ball around a fucking football pitch. To be fair, and if you can't put in an effort for 90 minutes for your club that pay you good money, then there's something wrong. I just think it's just they don't turn up to these big games. They get to these big grounds and they get scared or they get intimidated, which they shouldn't be. We did it against Everton. We did it against Brighton. We did it away to Brighton. We did it at home to Everton. We were fast on the ball. We were there. We were pressing. We were stopping them, and we got good results. Tonight is just unbelievable. I can't put tonight's performance into words, Dave. I really can. It's just shambolic, embarrassing, and them players need to take a hard look at themselves in the mirror in the morning because they should be damn well embarrassed of themselves.
I'll be honest with you, Dermot. It's just one of them performances, man. I just want to go to bed. I just want to forget about it and wake up tomorrow and maybe analyse it then. I'm just so annoyed and frustrated with it all. Was the formation wrong? Now, going into this, we obviously had injury. Lucas Moore coming back from an injury. Kulisexi out injured or coming back from an injury. He was a doubt for today anyway. Richarlison out injured. I mean, what was the formation wrong, or could Conte do anything about it with the sheer amount of injuries we've had up in the forward line?
To be fair, David, I think Conte got it wrong tonight. He got the formation wrong. We should have started with the 3-4-3. We're more comfortable with the 3-4-3. When we play 3-5-2, we're more open and we sit deeper. In the pitch. With a 3-4-3, the players are more comfortable. They know their jobs. Look, tonight, Dyer, Davis, Doherty, a few, just useless. I mean, if it wasn't for Hugo, we would have been 4-5-0 down. But Davis for me and Dyer, you could put them in two at the back and an Aussie style formation. They would still play shit. They were up 4 at the back tonight. And I don't care, you can do a 3-5-2 with them at the back, Dave, or any formation. Players like that cannot adapt to different formations. Players should be able to adapt. We played a 3-4-3 against Frankfurt. We changed the formation to a 3-5-2. We conceded a goal. We did it against Brighton away, I think the same thing. We changed the formations. We were sloppy. We just need to cop on. And I think Conte got it wrong tonight. And I don't like saying Conte got it wrong, but I think he did tonight formation-wise because we didn't have the players to fit the formation he wanted.
Do you know what? I much prefer the 3-4-3, Dermot. I do understand why you went with the 3-5-2 because the amount of injuries, and I can understand it. But in the 3-5-2, the reason why fans have been calling for it, the reason why people have been calling for it, and the whole idea of the 3-5-2 is so you actually engage the opposition a lot higher up the pitch. Whereas in the 3-4-3, we were happy to sit back on the edge of our box, camp there. But we've done the same in the 3-5-2 today. Was that down to instructions from Conte, in your opinion, or does that just come down to effort, desire, a bit of passion for the jersey, the willingness to win? And why do you think ultimately they ended up sitting so deep?
I think it's down to desire, ambition, desire for the shirt, fighting for the badge. I think why they sat so deep is because Man United didn't let them out. Man United did to us what we did to Everton and Brighton. They forced us back. They didn't let us play. And it doesn't matter, Dave. A 3-4-3, I think would have been a bit more competitive. But with the formation tonight, usually Conte likes that press forward. He couldn't tonight because Man United didn't let us play. And once then that stopped us playing, some of the players' head dropped, they lost confidence. And again, the Man United fans were up for that best match tonight. You could hear them. They were shouting and roaring for the full 90 minutes. And I'm sorry to say, some of our players got intimidated by it. They shouldn't be intimidated. We had it last season under Nuno. We had it the season before under Mourinho. Players making excuses. Oh, it's the atmosphere. It's the grass. It's the pitch. It's the ball. I'm sorry, it's the water boy. He gave me the wrong water. Do you know, we playing pitches over here, Dave. You know yourself, the pitches over here are worse pitches than they have in England or anywhere. But did we complain when we were young? No, we got on with it. Players, we cannot play in a system because the players cannot adapt, and that's what it is. You can blame Conte for some of it, but the players have to take responsibility. They couldn't adapt to a formation, and once their confidence went low, once Man United pressed them, then we didn't have the confidence or the know-how to break out. And the likes of Dyer, Davis, Doherty, I think Bentancur and Horbier were poor tonight as well. And I just think all need to take a look at themselves in the mirror and say, this is not good enough. This should never happen again. But how many times have we said this before?
What are you banging back there?
I was banging my laptop. Sorry, I'm just so angry. I'm just so angry about tonight's performance. I'm not angry. Yeah. I'm more disappointed. I'm more frustrated.
100%. I get it, Dermot. And look, you were talking about Ben Davies there. And look, let's be honest. I'm a big fan of Romero. I think everybody is. But you've got to throw him in there tonight as well. He looked like he was at a water park, a big slip and slide. Even though we had a midfield three, which should ultimately give that back line a lot more protection, that protection just wasn't there either.
No.
Were the back line, as bad as they were they actually helped by the midfield, though, Dermot? I would argue they weren't tonight.
I know they weren't, Dave. I think Højbjerg was poor tonight. Bentancur was poor. Basuma, he was running around like a headless chicken half the game. Look, they didn't help the back four, but they didn't help the front two either. And I think this is the problem. Kane and Son were left frustrated. Kane had a few shots. Sonny had a few chances in the first half. I think halfway through the first half, we didn't have a shot on target. And that's down to the midfield not doing the job. And it's down to pressing from the back. We saw it before when Longlay's in there. He can get the ball down and bring the ball out. Dyer, Davis can't do it. Romero was poor tonight. He was very rash in his tackling. And I think for one challenge, he was extremely rash. He needs to calm down a little bit. He needs to take his time with his decision-making. Dyer tonight, he made so many cock-ups, it's unreal. I mean, that man is a mistake waiting to happen. Davis, his ball out from the back three was atrocious. And so was Doherty's, and so was Ben Davis. I think Højbjerg was poor. Bentancur was poor. Basuma was poor. None of them helped. Yeah, none of them helped the back four. But don't forget, none of them helped Kane and Son either. And this is the thing with the 3-4-3. It helps the front three because there's three of us front to front. They help each other. They can drop back. Like, give me the ball. Let me get forward. Even that's a Hill or a Mora or a Decky. It's that third person to help Kane and Son. If Kane and Son don't get any balls to them or any help, then what can they do? They can't do anything. But tonight from start to finish, the whole team was an abysmal performance and an embarrassment performance.
See, the difference with 3-4-3, and I want to go back to the fence and talk about teams pressing that back line because it is a known thing, and I'll get onto that in a minute. But with the 3-4-3, when you play that, right, especially against a back four, you stop their fullbacks getting forward because they have something to think about. Also, when you overlap with the wing backs overlapping that tree, you then make that back four make a decision. Do they engage the wing backs, leaving space inside, or do they leave them free and crunch up the middle, leaving a space on the outside? And you're basically asking questions in the back line. With the two up front, they just sauntered their fullbacks forward. Get forward, get forward, get forward, keep ending their half. Stay wide, keep an option every single time we're on the ball. So the 3-5-2 did not help us in that aspect whatsoever. But look, It obviously wasn't helped about by the midfield not engaging higher up. But Dermot, Ten Hag pressed that back line tonight. Mikel Arteta said it in his All or Nothing documentary. Press Tottenham's backline. Wants to make 2 passes to play themselves in trouble. And it's now becoming a known thing.
Yeah.
Do we have to sort of, do we just have to stick with Lenglet, Romero, and Dyer? So at least you've got ball playing defenders? Because with Davies and Dyer, they make each other nervous. And when they get pressed, we just give away the ball. It's absolutely shambolic. Is it a concern that now teams know press our backline, especially when Dyer and Davies are playing? Because they will get the rewards. They've got them tonight.
Man United did it perfectly. You can see how to defeat us. Press a backline and we just crumble like a pack of cards. There was a moment in that first half, Dave, where Romero was caught in the corner of the pitch outside our box. 2 Man United players were onto him. Now, he got away with it, luckily. Davis gave the ball away. Dyer gave the ball away. And Hugo, as much as he saved us tonight, his ball out is absolutely atrocious. How many times?
It was amazing tonight, though. We could have been absolutely embarrassed here tonight.
He was my man in the match, but I'm just saying his ball at his feet is atrocious, to be fair. But some of the saves was brilliant tonight. But he must feel jittery when he's looking at a back three, what's in front of him, when he sees Dyer make mistakes, Davis makes mistakes. Romero cannot do it all in himself. When Longlay's in there, it gives Romero a bit of help. They can both play it out. And then Dyer then is more relaxed, I think, in the middle. When you've got Davis next to him or Sanchez, then Dyer panics. And that's my opinion. Look, we can't do, I know this is going to be a broken record, but we can't do nothing to January. But these players, we're going to have to start playing long lane more. I know he was rested tonight, but he only plays 2 games, then he's rested. He's got to start playing 3 or 4 games with Romero. Get the back 3 working together. Get a rhythm with the 3 of them. And once you have that rhythm, then play Spence on the right, play Perisic on the left side of the left wing, and then have that back 5 or that back 4, whatever, have a rhythm. And then once you get a rhythm, then we can play out then. But we can't do it with Davis and Dyer because Davis is atrocious. And look, I don't know what we're going to do the right wing back. Does Emerson start the weekend? I think he does.
He's got to.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the right wing back, though, Dermot, we do have serious problems in that back line. Frankfurt pressed us, got rewarded with a goal because Dyer switched off. United tonight pressed the living crap out of us. Arsenal pressed us. West Ham got a goal when we were sauntering the game just from pressing that back line. So it's and they're all culpable of it. Every single one of them, and they've got to start switching on. It's got to improve because if not, we're going to see a lot more of this, which is going to be very, very concerning. Look, on Doherty, don't even get me started, Dermot. I was saying to Jack during the watch on, at least Emerson attempts to put the ball in. Doherty just refuses. Like 3 times I counted there during that game. Take your first touch on the outside, whip it in. You're in a good position to get it in behind the back line. What does he do? No, Bentancur, there you are. You do it. And you put it in from an awkward angle. It's kind of like passing on responsibility. But look, I'm not even going to get sucked in to the Emerson and Doherty debate tonight, man. I'm not going to do it with you, my man. But last question.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe Conte... Sorry, 2 last questions. First one is, we have pulled off massive results away from home last season. Liverpool, Man City, and there's been some big games where we got results last season. We've even got a couple this season. Chelsea draw away, you'd argue was a good result. West Ham, look, the manner of it didn't help, but at the end of the day, we haven't really picked up results there the last few years. So we have managed to get some big results away. Dermot, 2 out of the last 8 away games we've only won. That's not good enough, and it can't continue. Why has our away form gotten so bad compared to where it was at last season?
I think it's to do with confidence, Dave. I think it really does boil down to confidence. I think, again, it's intimidation. We got a result at West Ham, which is a bad performance, but a good result. The Chelsea game again, we got a result. But again, it's confidence. And a lot of players will say, I was tired. Oh, I'm tired. I've played too many games. But it's confidence. And I think it plays on players' minds. They'll go away thinking, can we win? Can
But
we
certainly
win?
then that could put it right, though, Dermot.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a mental thing. It's mentality. It's up here. And if Conte and the team cannot get that right, then players, then it will never work. But the players have to sit in the room together without Conte, without the coaches, close the door and have a big talk about what's happening to get
Do
it
you know
all
what,
out.
Dermot? Oh, not even a talk. Someone needs to go in there and start telling some home truths. And if players want to get angry and cry and walk out, fine. Let them do it, because it just goes to show they don't have the winning mentality to get results at home and away from home to help Tottenham Hotspur reach the level that us fans want the club to get to. And it needs to happen. There needs to be some whole truths told around there.
Yeah, of
But we
course it
know
does.
from Jose's time during the documentary, you're not allowed to do it because we've got a load of sulk babies, cry babies,
Yeah.
and some of them are still here, by the way.
Yeah, it's down to captaincy. We got the wrong captain. We need a. I mean, you look at the past, Dave. I know the Graham Roberts, Steve Perryman. If there was a problem back in the 80s, they were sitting, they would stand in each other's faces. They would shout, they would roar, they would swear, they would actually come to fisticuffs. You look at the Wimbledon side, Dave, with the late 80s, early 90s, the crazy gang. Would they stand for that performance? No, they were there. Right? Why aren't you doing your job? And this is what it is. We've got the wrong man as captain. It needs to go to Højbjerg or something like that. Will pull up the players like a Roy Keane did at Manchester United. If a player didn't do well, he would say publicly that player didn't do his job, and he would publicly shame them. And that's what needs to happen. Somebody needs to come out and start publicly shaming some of these players, because they may be crybabies. They maybe want to be with the rattles or with the dummies in at night, or they need to buck up, because we're not going to take it anymore as fans. And somebody needs to buck up and take the captaincy off Hugo and drive them, tell them players what's going on, because this will not be tolerated any longer by you, me, or any of the fans who care for this club, who love this club. There's people there who spend good money going up to Old Trafford tonight. You know, they couldn't probably afford to go there, but they did it because of the love of the club. And this is what we got tonight. Something's got to change big time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And Dermot, just to end it off, last question I want to ask you is: look, Conte waited till 80 minutes to make substitutions tonight, even when we were one down. When it needed to be changed, went two down, needed to be changed. He persisted with it until 80 minutes. Could Conte have reacted earlier?
I think he could have done. I think on the hour mark, he could have started making changes, or even at halftime. Change the formation at halftime. Go back to 3-4-3. But if he looks on the bench, who did he have to bring on? If he had a Decky to bring on, if he had a Richarlison to bring on, maybe that would have helped. But I think he should have changed at halftime. But look, it's Conte's a small part of tonight. What happened? I think the major part tonight is them players need to look at themselves, and actually a public apology would be very welcome, because they embarrassed themselves tonight and embarrassed our club, and that we will not tolerate any longer.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. Well, look, Dermot, we just got to move on to the next game against Newcastle at the weekend. Hopefully we fare better. But Dermot, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Smash that like, smash the subscribe, but most importantly, get your comments in underneath for myself and Dermot to engage with. And we'll see you all back here soon. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.